Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. This morning on Spotlight, we focus on East PoS and the challenges that are faced by the community.
I've seen trainees came into this course without any knowledge of appliance repairs. So being able to take them from point A to B was really accomplishing, right? I know what our manager would have liked for the trainees to be able to accomplish for themselves is to be left unsupervised while either it being in class or just on the field itself. So I think as of right now, I believe we did accomplish that. A number of appliances is being repaired on a day-to-day basis without any supervision needed.
When I started, I would say I wasn't really confident in my ability to work on appliances by myself. You know, I always felt like I needed to be supervised, but now I'm completely confident that anything I throw my hand at, I have it in the bag.
I only interacted with the trainees like from around September, October. And from then to now, they have come full circle as it relates to now being able to actually do plumbing installations on their own by themselves.
I would say my most valuable skill that I attained was life skills. Being able to express myself, I think that was it. There were many moments I felt proud of myself doing different aspects in installations. Like I had some plumbing problems at home, and after doing it in class, I was able to repair my angle valve and my faucet at home.
They came in and it's a happy feeling to see how they are now at a level where they can do things. They can repair refrigerator, service an air conditioning unit. Service will mean washing, cleaning, taking temperatures and pressures, installing an AC unit. So that's been a big change coming into a program where there was no information and now you can do a number of things with a high level of confidence.
I would say seeing them involved from coming in from nothing and leaving going with so much knowledge and skills.
There were instances where it is, persons coming from different backgrounds, they would have had little hiccups. The students were able to come together, work as a team, develop this type of family environment or unity within the training. From the beginning to the end, they now operate like a little family. Apart from this, the students work together to assist each other a lot during training. So we basically have this concept during training where no man gets left behind. So students that might be progressing a lot faster would help all the students that is lagging behind in certain principles, so that they basically is like our little assistants within the training. So it would be nice to even see some of them come back to even work here with us in the future.
The East PoS Development Company has been working on some solutions to some of the challenges faced by East PoS residents and the community. This morning, I welcome the chairman of the East PoS Development Company, Mr. Hillan Morean, who joins us on set to let us know exactly what's happening. Good morning to you, sir.
What's up? Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Hope you had a good Easter.
You too, I did. Let me just start by defining what we're talking about when we say East PoS. Where does East PoS exactly start and end?
Right. So So I'll put the emphasis more on the communities in East Port of Spain. We have 19 communities in East Port of Spain. And when I say 19 communities, these are the communities as defined. There's a cabinet minute that guides, it starts at a point on Charlotte Street going all the way up to Lady Young Road and so on, and encapsulates Laventil, Mova, those historical communities that traditionally fell under the Port of Spain East area. But when you look at it, if you look at parts of the constituencies of Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, Laventil East, Mova, Laventil West, Port of Spain South, that generally makes up the entire area of East Port of Spain. So you have Silots, you have Gonzales, you have Beetham, you have Malik, you have Never Dirty Mova.
So we could basically say we're coming from Belmont all the way down to Silots.
Belmont, yeah.
All right, and then going up the hill as far as Laventil.
Correct.
All right, fantastic. So tell me about the East Port of Spain Development Company now, and the core mission of the company.
Right, so I found it was so faithful that the young lady started by saying challenges, and then we went on to show a video of what's going on.
Of solutions.
And that's really what the focus is on. And that key mission and focus of the company is to develop holistically East Port of Spain. And holistically means not just the infrastructure, as is often worked upon, but also the minds and the people in the communities. And that program you saw was one of those programs that is taking place that is run by the company that benefits quite a bit of young people in the area year to year. And we have more programs as well that we are rolling out, new programs that we're rolling out.
Tell us about some of the ones that you've launched already, besides that education to production one.
Thank you. I actually want to speak to one that we're going to launch.
Okay.
So we have a project that we're going to launch that focuses on business incubators in the communities. And what we've recognized is that over time, there's this dependency. Generally everybody wants a job. We know this. Everybody you need work, you need to take care of yourself.
You need money, apparently.
You need money.
You need to work to get money.
Yeah. That's not a April joke at all. And what's happening is that we've recognized that, as has been the general recognition, that everybody can get a government job. That's just how it works. However, there is a great and deep and creative set of people in our communities all over the country who are very good in the private sector. They will do well, especially if they get the support. So one of the things we've done this year is that we've shifted some of our funds towards creating a business incubator in the communities. And the goal is to build out as many small and micro enterprises as we could throughout all the communities. So businesses that support 5 and upwards in terms of employees.
Okay.
Benefiting several different households. We're trying to work with them and support them. Because if they can take care of themselves, if they can support themselves and their family, it leads to a great deal of self-actualization and development.
And in terms of being able to qualify to be a part of this incubator, what would be the rules?
So we're going to be launching that very soon. But more or less, it's different tiers. So we have for people who are already established as small and micro enterprises. But quite often you have people who just have an idea. They sit at home, they have an idea, but they don't know where to go, or they're frustrated. So we're not limiting them at all. So if you have an idea, come with it as well. It will be evaluated, looked at, and the goal will be to support you to formulate your company, your business, and then go into getting the support that you need as you go forward. We cap in, of course, the support so that we can reach as many people as possible, but there may be some special cases where it passes that cap. The evaluation team might look at it.
Tell me how is this different from, let's say, NEDCO, or any one of those other government agencies already doing similar work?
Right, so they're doing similar work and they're doing that nationally.
Right.
East Port of Spain, we have that specific and direct focus into the communities of East Port of Spain. And therefore, while yes, everybody in the country, all nationals have a chance to access those NEDCO programs and so on, it means that the chances of you accessing them may not be as high.
Right.
However, in this instance, because you are from East Port of Spain, we are specifically focusing on making sure that we build out and develop that aspect of East Port.
You have a better chance of getting access to it because the numbers of people you're competing with are a little bit smaller than the national numbers.
Yeah, to some extent.
All right, tell me about the bursary program that you guys have.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. So the bursary program is an initiative that we're doing as well, because just as much as we need to focus on the technical vocational aspect of things, we also need to focus on those persons who are in the school system as well. So we have a lot of persons who are in the tertiary education system and they need support.
Right.
And this bursary program, we've allocated about $1 million towards that right now. I believe it helps about 50 persons at this juncture.
Okay.
Of course, we actually had discussions the other day that if we could help more, we would. So based on the demand, I believe it closes, the application procedure closes on the 15th of April.
Okay.
Based on the demand and the assessments made, we'll see how that goes and try to help, because I remember when I was even when I was at secondary school, and I'm taking it that far back, I understand the value of support. And then years later, when I went off to university at UE, and I remember I was on the guild of students at UE, and I sat on that bursary committee, and I saw how many students applied for bursaries, and I was a part of that process of selection, and I was just so happy to know that that support is there for them, and it's really necessary for a lot of people. A lot of people sit silently and struggle to reach their educational goals, and they will not talk about it. But trust me, they need that support, and we are glad to be able to provide that to the people of East PoS Spain.
Have you, in your position so far, seen the impact of some of these programs that you've already launched?
Yeah, definitely. Well, to be honest, I onboarded in December.
Right.
And the first function I attended, even before I was sworn in, was a graduation ceremony. And I saw how much it meant to the participants of those programs. And it's people from all walks of life and all the communities in East PoS Spain. And what I was really glad for when I saw that, when I was at that graduation ceremony, is that everybody was there as one.
Right.
And as the oneness of East PoS Spain that we want to foster and create throughout, as we go forward. Because at the end of the day, East PoS Spain is one. And it takes initiatives and programs like these that will help to build out the community into that level.
Do you think there would be the challenge of fighting the stigma when it comes to the reputations that would have preceded itself before you even joined the company? Not the company, but the area generally, the areas. People say that there are lots of, we hear the stories of gang violence, we hear the turf war situations going on. How do we use these programs to be able to benefit and get people away from that mentality and that thinking?
Well, the sad reality is that people will always talk, right? So I will look at the social media after this interview, and I'll look at the comments on Facebook and so on, and I just shake my head sometimes. Sometimes notable people in society are making the kind of comments that they look down upon East PoS Spain. And let me give you a quick example of how people, they just need a chance to be exposed to East PoS Spain. Just last week, Friday, I accompanied a team from a state agency that came in to do some measurements, because they're doing some work in East PoS Spain to assist the residents there. And they brought a drone in, and I took them in up at Fatima Trace, and they looked at this view. And I just wanted to imagine this view from over Fatima Trace, one of the highest points. And you're looking across, and you're seeing the entire sea. You're seeing the whole of downtown, you're seeing the savannah, you're seeing the Hazy Crawford Stadium. Yeah. And you should have seen the smile on these people's faces. They're not from the area. And they were like, wow, I could wake up to this every day. And people think East PoS Spain is this ravaged war zone, when they don't realize it's a beautiful place. It's a part of the country, and it contains some of the most beautiful people. Sadly, there are also some negative people, but we can't focus on that. We have to focus on how we can actually create the opportunities for those coming up, and there are a lot of them coming up. We can't leave them behind. There are a lot of people who, they see the same comments that I just mentioned to you about when they log onto social media, and they see how people are describing them. And we want them to know that's not how we look at you. That's not how you should look at yourself. You should self-actualize to a point where you are the bastion, you are the role model for the rest of society. And our goal is, in the long term, at the end of the day, to transform East PoS Spain into that role model community. People will laugh at that now. People think it's just politics now. But that's the vision. The vision is to transform East PoS Spain into the model community that you could look up to. And there are several aspects of that already. You see it in our culture with our PAN. That's something we support quite a lot. We've done a lot of work with reconstruction of PAN theaters, and we're still doing some work with that as well. We want to see that excellence in our schools. We have a PAN in schools program where we support and build out a PAN in the schools in East PoS Spain. And it really starts with ensuring that they understand, we understand, because I'm from East PoS Spain as well, that we are just as much people as everybody else in society, and we have a duty as well to make sure we represent East PoS Spain in the best way possible.
I look forward to seeing how this vision pans out because, like you said, a lot of people would be skeptical about it. A lot of people might think you're doing politics or whatever the case may be. But if it is you do stick to this mission, I look forward to seeing how it pans out, how it plays out, and the benefits that will be. There's a ripple effect, right? So every positive influence that you have on somebody will have a positive influence on somebody else.
Correct.
And that's the idea. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so
for
much
the
for
work that
having
you're doing, and I wish you all the best with it.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Hillan Morean, the chairman of East PoS Development Company, just sharing with us a little bit about the work that they're doing to help to develop East PoS, and not just the actual community, but the mindset of the community. We take a quick break and come back with more. Stay tuned.